Okay. Just get all this out of the way. And then it should be good to paint. You know, I feel like should be a little bit more darkness there, I think. Maybe a little bit more there. Cleaner edge would look good there, I think. Here too. It's still not like the cleanest texture. Like there's breaks in texture and there's like it's not really complete. I'm just getting closer to a much more neater product. And I could always improve on it a little bit. Too much texture for you? Well, I'm trying. Hey, thanks for your kind words. Let's see. There's definitely a lot of texture going on here, but I'm kind of hoping to get a couple of these trees done today. I'm gonna be taking what I learned from pick a number from 1 to 100. 47. Oh, it's got 45. Is this a game? 47. Hey, thanks for the bits. Appreciate it. Now that I think about it, I actually want to change my answer. No, but thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Always gotta swing high. I think I'm gonna move a little bit of this tree here so that I can better silhouette my character here a little bit. See, so then I have this thing popping out from this, so I think that is much nicer. Okay. And the extra. Would that answer and 53 beats? Yeah, it would. Thanks for the bits. I appreciate them. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah. Cool. Yeah, you swung too low. You gotta go for the for the hundreds. Bits are like money. Love seeing when you are on, even though I never catch you. Aw. Well, hey, thanks for coming by, and I'm finally on at a time that you are. So I'm glad that I think there's like VODs, but VODs aren't the same. It's not the same. I don't think I've ever really like watched a VOD.
Buy that merch. Buy that
Oh.
merch. Buy that
Whoa.
merch. Buy that merch.
Whoa.
Buy that merch.
Thank you
Buy
for the
that
sub.
merch.
Whoa, thank you for the gifted sub. Low Gamer Bro 123. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Ooh, bits and a sub, man. Doing good today. I'm just hoping to get some of these trees done. I want to get really in depth into this type of tree. I don't know what Rangia was referencing when he was doing it, but it's a crazy tree. Let me see if I can. Crazy tree. Let's see what happens when the Poggers emote is pretty good actually. I use that one even though like on other servers because I just find it funny. It's actually like an emote that I thought was like kind of useful because it's so out there. When I get good at art, I'm gonna start doing try to do something this beautiful. Hey man, just keep going, keep drawing. It's all about looking and figuring out, you know, little patterns. I think this tree is actually kind of good. Yeah, everyone, like, it always feels like no matter where you are, it's always going to feel like, oh, I just want to be a little better. I just want to be a little better. And then, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. So, you know, just try to enjoy the journey, enjoy your milestones. Don't try to. This tree looks pretty good. Oh, cemetery. That's not what I was looking for. Kind of like this image though. Let's see. I'm gonna try some of these shapes maybe. Break up my Rangia-esque stuff. So yeah, always just keep drawing and you'll do stuff you like for a little while. It's nice when you're starting out cuz like the improvements, they just keep like coming and then you're just like, yeah, that's better and that's better and that's better, and it seems like you're improving by a lot really quickly. And that feeling is really good. So just hold on to that because eventually it starts to really slow down. And then it's like very, 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 very small things, just tiny. I'm gonna make this tree a little bit more crazy. I'm gonna cut in here and then we'll go into the tree a little bit here. When I made my first drawing that looked like what I wanted, I nearly shed a tear. Yeah, it's a good feeling. And try to hold on to it for as long as you can. I'm always looking at my work, and I'm always like trying to see, you know, what's the good thing here? Was there anything good? What did I do here that worked? What could I take with me to the next painting, you know? Cuz like there's always a lot of stuff in there that I just like I don't like, and I'm always like, well, this could have been done better. That could have been done way better. Now, this, I really phoned it in there, and I could have done this better. I could have done that better. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So that's always like at the top of my mind, is just like, what worked in this image and what did I like about it? Because like I could sit there being negative about it all day. I think slows down because an artist doesn't push themselves further to a next level and they get comfortable. Yeah, it's very easy to get comfortable. And it's very easy to stop asking those questions and just be like, okay, you know, good enough, good enough. I'm gonna put in this branch too. I really like what this is doing in that image. So I'm gonna grab some of that color too. I can't really go that far into the gamma, but we'll try. Because it looks like a tongue or something. I usually get the feedback on Learn Anatomy. Learn Anatomy. I haven't heard of that. But any resource that teaches you something like anatomy is probably pretty good. I've just been doing like Sketch Daily and books. Really, there's a lot of resources out there on the web. So there's so many resources. So many resources, man. I'm constantly baffled at how much free stuff there is. Just waiting around the corner. Every day I'm finding like more new resources. I really don't have enough time for all of them. Thankfully, some of them disappear off the internet. Like there was a big mega upload, a bunch of like free books and stuff and videos, and I'm like, man, if I watch all this, I'm just never gonna have time for anything else. But I'm sure that'll reappear soon, and I'll be like, oh, okay, time to watch more. I like actual good artists. I'm glad I found a server that does that. Yes, I get my art resources from TikTok tutorials. Yeah, it's nice to have a couple of people. I don't really like servers or big critique groups anymore. I have a couple of people that I'll send my stuff to, and they'll give me an honest opinion usually. And I mean, I always have you guys. You guys are always finding something I'm not seeing in the image, so that's good. I went out of gamma a little bit here. I think I made it a little bit too much. But yeah, I have a couple of people I like to send my work to. It's nice. It's actually very hard to find someone who'll tell you like what they think. If they're very good, usually artists are very reserved. They won't really go in on you. Well, because first of all, it doesn't serve much of a purpose. But second of all, it's because like. You never know what that person could take, really. So I try to be very very detached from the work. I don't try to, take it personally or anything like that. I think that helps a little bit. Join Darner's service, pretty dead, but there are a few guys that talk. Yikes! Ugh, I feel attacked. We get posts sometimes. If more people joined, it'd be more active. But yeah, it's difficult to get people, man. It's difficult to get people. I feel like you already have to have like a established Discord to have people join it and talk about art. And it is kind of hard to find like things to talk about when you're talking about art. There's not there's not a whole lot. It's like, oh, I like this, I like that, and then, you know, here's a resource or two that I enjoy. That kind of thing. Kind of like some of these greens, but they're all like out of gamut. So I'm gonna reduce the saturation by a lot. Maybe add a little bit of some of these browns that I've had for a little while also in there. And then maybe a little bit more gray into this red. I think that red's a little bit too much. Something like that. Maybe a little bit more snow. We could try a little bit more snow. A little bit more snow in there. Something like that. Let's see. Let's see. I do like the shape though, and it kind of breaks apart a lot of the meme I have going right now. Gonna be trying to break apart as much of it as I can, because right now they're very repetitive, and that was on purpose. But now I feel like maybe we could do something a little bit more interesting. You know, let's see if I can keep it simple enough with the trees. I don't want them to be like focal points, but I do want to have like things like this thing. I think are pretty cool. Maybe even like pop out some of the highlights here. Just a tiny bit, not too much. Don't want to overdo it. That's like my main concern is like to not put in so much work into these trees that they start taking over the comp. That's always difficult to do, to like stop yourself from like just getting crazy and on the details. That's always tough for me anyway. Critique is honestly a double-edged sword. Some people like critique, others just to feed their ego. Haha, just nitpicking smaller details. Yeah, it's I mean, it's very hard to give like really pertinent critique. Not everything is, you know, not everything is like that simple. Sometimes you can get something very good out of it, like if the person really knows what they're talking about. But it's hard to nail down like really like fundamental errors. You really have to be very good, I think, to see them. So that's always difficult to just, you know, pop out. All right, so I've got something like that tree, a little bit of it going. I think if a critique has an objective significant change with constructive criticism, then it's okay. Well, there's a lot to say about a lot of work. And you have to kind of focus, I think, when you're doing critique, because if you focus on the wrong thing and you ignore like the underlying problems, I think people get the wrong idea, and then, you know, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. You think? Well, let me take out this image. Let's see. I'm gonna layer it with a cut, actually, and then I'm gonna put it into the. Oh, it's already in the references. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm looking for like very gnarled trees. Maybe make us a little bit wider. Not in love with this shape. I feel like there could be something better here. Maybe I can change this shape a little bit to something a little bit more agreeable. Your viewer count jumped to 15 just now. I think it's a bunch of bots. Hell yeah, I love bots. Some people don't accept critique because of self-defense mechanism. Well, I mean, not all critique is like amazing. You don't actually have to. You don't have to accept all the critique that comes your way. It's, you know, it's hit and miss a lot of times. I think critique has to come from a place of authority generally. It is difficult to find what's it called, those types of moments though. It's bad I want to fight her for gear in Dark Souls. It's a he! How dare you! You can't have her gear. I gotta go. Time for work. Keep on keeping on. Hey, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'm glad that my workday is over. I just finished the week. I'm good for the week. Hey, thanks for another bit. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm good for a little while. And thank you for the sub again. Yep. Appreciate that. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to work in the mornings. I really enjoy working in the mornings. I feel like if I worked in the afternoons, it's always like a big trade-off. Either like I won't see my wife ever again if I work in the afternoons, cause she comes home at like depends, I guess. But it's always like tough to balance all of that. And I think this is a really good spot for me. Cause yeah. Working in the morning allows me to still paint if I find that energy. If I could find that energy, man, it's so hard. I was taking a nap. I took like a 15-minute nap before stream. So I have a little bit more energy than usual. But it's still kind of tough. I like these purples and greens. And then I think what I want is to add just a little bit of a hard edge there. Maybe a little bit more of this type of shape, because I think it's got to be like bear fur. So maybe we'll take out that claw shape. I think that shape doesn't work there. Now that's another thing I was thinking of. There's no such thing as a bad shape. There's only the wrong shape for the job. So there's always like a bunch of choices that you can make. Let me lighten this just a little bit here. I think I have a really solid idea here. Yeah, that lightning really helped, I think. But yeah, there's never like a bad composition or bad shape. It's always it's the wrong composition for whatever you're doing. It's about picking that correct composition for the effect that you're trying to get out of that painting. That's always very hard. Let me think. So right now I'm trying to drive a little bit of interest, you know, towards my character. I'm doing it with these things. So I might be doing something with this one because this one's kind of bent this way, and so I was thinking maybe if I just bent it that way, that might be good. You can make the branch point towards the character. Which one? There's a lot of branches. So I was thinking maybe another one of those. Another one of these. All of them. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. That's kind of what I'm doing. Just thinking of adding maybe another one here. Another sexy branch. I'll think about it. Think about it. It's either that or bending some of these. I need some rest space. That's like one thing that I don't have a lot of is, you know, other than this here, and this is a little bit of rest space here. I think I want to add just a little bit more contrast here. It's hard to do a second read idea. I usually do like one thing and then that's it. And then that would be, and that's all, folks. But now I'm trying to do like a second read idea, and it's really like a little difficult right now. Because I don't want it to overtake the image. So that is something that I'm thinking about. A lot of thinking going on. A lot of thinking. Not absolutely sure. I think I want to get rid of this edge really badly. Because this shape is like... It's kind of weird. Kind of wonky right now. Might hide that shape a little bit. Alright, let me open up that Rungia painting, and then I'm gonna take a look at it again. I like how Rungia is like the most visited place on ArtStation. I don't even have to type it out. It's like the one image, the one place I go. Only? Really? I feel like Rungia deserves more. I feel like there's more, like, there's a lot of artists with who have like more. I think I've seen more. I'm sure I've seen more. I'm sure I've seen more. Let me see. Is there a Social Blade for ArtStation? Not that it matters, really. Let's see. Most ArtStation followers, or let's see what that comes up with. Alana Ayanami. I don't know. Let me see. Ayanami. No. What? Most popular of 2017. I mean, I've just seen people with more followers on ArtStation, I think. At least I thought I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Who would have more followers than Rungia? Let me see. Amundsen maybe. Ryan Lacoste maybe. Raphael Lacoste might have. Let me see. I don't know. No. Aitenzana maybe. Spelled the name wrong. It's got a hard to spell name. 63, strong contender. Who else is like a monstrous? Sakimi-chan. Does she have an ArtStation? 77,000. Okay. All right. No big deal. I don't know. I'm thinking about, like, what about Shaddy maybe? Fatty. No, not on ArtStation. Jama Jerbaev. Not on ArtStation, looks like. Huh. I mean, there's a lot of artists that don't have ArtStations, so who knows? That kind of interests me though. Who has the most? Who has the most ArtStation followers? That's kind of Rangia should have a very high. He should be in the top. I mean, I'm sure he's in the top. He had more than every other artist that I looked up, and those artists were arguably more famous than Rangia. So, you know, Hangar Jing might be. Hangar Jing might have. No, he's up there. It's hard to. I guess it's hard to tell. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Let me see here. So I really like these trees. I really like this mood. So I've kind of been just like borrowing heavily from this. I kind of want to borrow some of the skin, but I'm really afraid of like screwing with my skin. I have some of that skin stuff going on, but his is just so much more focused. It's very difficult for anyone to get skin like that. Mine is very messy. Let me see. It's also shrouded a little bit, so I'm gonna be. All right. Let me see here. Whoops. I'm borrowing a little bit from Rangia's skin palette today. If it's a good copy, then I'll actually say, hey, I borrowed a bunch of shit from Rangia for this one. I think it's like this white color that I can't see it. I don't have the value here. I don't have this value. I have to start from like over here. Max, I think. Otherwise it's gonna break out. Yeah, it's already like breaking it out. It's hard to get that variation in the colors. I also kind of want to try to get rid of like this deep dark here. Break it up. Maybe that'll help, because it looks very forced right now. So I'm going to try to get more color variation in there so that it, you know, doesn't stand out quite so much. And then, let's see. I want to say it's the reds that I'm missing a little bit. It's like right around there. Let me see. So that is much higher key than I am. So everything is in like a much higher key, and I can't go there. See, it's all like, unless I add a highlight, unless I add a maybe that's what I should do. I don't know. But to do that, I need to have like a light source. I don't have one. Some of this could be better blended, I think. I think I could go down on his eye color Just a little bit. Wanted it to be a little bit bluer. What is the darkest color here? Like around there. Okay. Go down on the color a little bit more. It's tough because I don't have... Again, I don't have that dark light. Or, I mean, that light. That extreme light. I don't have it, man. I don't have it. It's not fair. See, so this would be the wrong light setup for this type of image, right? Because look how much more effective Rangia's is. So that's what I might end up doing, is I might end up pushing my value key a little bit more. Yes. Yeah, because he has all those lighter values. I don't have those because it's not lit. I'm gonna push just a little bit and see if I could just touch that lighter value key, because I don't really wanna. Don't really want to push. I also want the reds. The reds are like over here too. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit out of hand. Take out some of it. When I push the values up, it doesn't seem like a good idea. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shift the hue to this hue a little bit. I'll leave a little bit of it, but I think a little bit of red would help. A little bit of these Rangia reds, we call them, might be helpful. Oh, I erased this. This was actually kind of good. I'm gonna take out some of that line again. Let me see. Do I have This one is also at a higher value than I am. See, so if I switch to value, you should be able to see it. See they're both at a higher value key, and then he also has a higher contrast. If anything, I have to shift it closer to his. If anything, I have to keep pushing towards his. Let's see here. Who has the highest followers on ArtStation? Who? Ate Galleon. Let's see. I think I just saw this this image on ArtStation HQ or something. Yeah, I think I saw this. How much does he have? 128. So he's only leading by like 16,000. Kind of interested in what he likes. These people have very particular tastes. Either that or it's like, you know, people I've worked with. That's always interesting when there's a like no avatar. You never know if that's like a Smurf account. Greco. Ross Draws, number 2. It's Ross Tran. I don't really see Ross Tran anymore. Maybe it's oh, here he is. I don't know why he didn't come up before. That's weird. Ross Tran has 11,000. Well, wait, Rengia has more than that, right? Rengia had like 112. That's kind of unpoggers. But okay. How much did he have? I mean, no, he has 11,000 less. Okay. Well, followers don't mean anything. The cope is getting stronger. The copium, it runs through my blood. The normies. I understand why Ross Tran appeals to a much wider base. It's always gonna be like a competing there's always like two cultures, you know, the ethics of the noble and the ethics of the how did Nietzsche describe it? Well, Nietzsche was talking in more antiquated terms. I don't think there's those really fit in anymore, but yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of a shame from one side, but you know, whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think Rengia is like tossing in his sleep, saying something like, "Oh, I can't believe Ross Tran has more followers than me." I don't think anyone at that level really gives a shit about something so vain. I doubt it. It's just fun for me, I guess. I wanted to kind of see. I was interested. Rangia and Ate Gallian have massive followers on YouTube and Instagram. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I feel like grungy appeals more to artists and than normies, but you know, some of these people don't even have art stations. Like Craig Mullins doesn't have an art station. When you go to his website, all that ad revenue goes to him, you know? For some reason, like, uh, I I can't run like ads on my portfolio. Not that I wanted to, but I just thought it was strange. Like, you have to be a blogger to run ads for Google. Google seems to not like, um, and now thinking about it, I think I understand why. It's because like if you run ads next to, you know, beautiful artwork, okay, or artwork or just large images. Let's call my work large images. If you run ads near large images, I think those images will start to like um kind of just take away from the ad. So that's probably why. But it is interesting. Like, soon, it feels like ad revenue is going to be like the way to make money on, you know, anything. So, you know, right now we're kind of just we're feeding the beast. Places like Reddit and ArtStation are very, very big, and their money comes from advertising. I mean, they have Reddit Gold now, but before it was just like 100% ads. So I'm just wondering, like, you know, when's we gonna get some of that money? You know, when's we gonna get some of that? Does he look perplexed or constipated? That's my question. Hope it's perplexed. Constipated. Rip. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. He's out in the woods. There's nowhere to go, man. Is he gonna pretend he's a bear? Where are the bathrooms? He thinks softly to himself. Maybe if I raise his eyebrow just a tiny bit more. And then I push this one down a little bit more. I mean, it's basically the same face anyway, constipated or perplexed. I feel like there's no real difference. This guy is definitely a flower enjoyer. Man's eyebrows are closer to the eyes than women's. Maybe. In general, yeah, I guess so. But what about like really feminine men? This guy's eyebrows are like here, about one stroke. Don't think I should be doing that because then like Hers are farther apart for sure. But if you do raise them, my eyebrows go pretty high, man. I can do all kinds of crazy shit with my eyebrows. Very perplexed. All right, let me think here. Lop has the highest count on ArtStation. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it's good to know. It's good to know. It's not really a competition after that, I think. I don't know. He has one. The Pro filtered WLOP. Rip. Renji is 5th. Xinqian is 3rd. Xinqian is really good too. Well, I mean, I don't know. The people have spoken. It's the free market of ideas. You know, who am I to say that they're all wrong? But yeah. You know, I'm guessing that there's a lot of like crossover between those guys, and yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I'm just hoping some of the guys that I think are like more obscure get, you know, a little bit more coverage. A little bit more obscure. There's a couple of them I think are really deserving of a lot of follows. Yeah, Honkai. I mean, he has some pretty good. He has a lot of good followers. He has a good number, I think. All right, at least I looked it up. I think I saw it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, he's definitely like one of the more awesome guys around. He's got a lot of stuff, but he's been around for a crazy long time. Crazy long. So, of course, he has quite a bit. I remember he was doing like contests in concept art actually. Remember that? It's kind of old. Concept art finally went down. They're no longer like a website. It's only like a fucking water bottle salesman. They're just a humble water bottle salesman now. It's a shame, but you know, you get what you fucking deserve. Sorry. But yeah, it's kind of it'd be like that. It do be like that. But yeah, I don't think after like a certain amount, like after the first 100 grand, who cares, you know? Who cares? After you have 100,000 on ArtStation, again, ArtStation is an artists like a place for like really artists and pros and like art directors. To get 100,000 followers there is like it's ludicrous. That's equivalent to like millions on Instagram, I think, because those are like the toughest people to convince, I think, to like follow you, because they're you have to convince them to follow you out of like just sheer like, you know, love for that work. And that's really tough. So anyone who has like over 100,000 is just like is on cocaine steroids or something. It's just there's no shame in like, oh, there's a couple hundred, a couple thousand here and there. You know, who cares? After that, you're basically like you're in that art god class, and then at that point, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, It's it's the normies. The normies, man. Maybe if it's because like there's so many people that love the products that these people make, but they never really associate what's it called? They never really associate the product with the artists that make them possible. Like Guild Wars 2, for instance, has like millions and millions and millions and millions of fans, but like hardly any of them probably have heard of Kakai Kataki or Rungia, you know? I had my COVID jab today. Oh, you're vaccinated? Oh, cool. I I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for them to do the free drink at a bar deal. It's weird. I've read like three different headlines that are just like in utter conflict with each other. I think in like Sweden or Denmark or somewhere they're giving away a free drink at a bar to kids. Well, I mean 18-year-olds. I don't know. They have different laws for drinking. It might be a little bit younger than that. But basically these young adults, we'll call them, the youngins. They're giving them a free drink at the bar to get that the COVID vaccine, and in Florida, Florida is always backwards. You've got like Florida man, of course. Florida, I read a headline that said something like two women arrested for dressing up as grannies to get the vaccine. So I mean, it's just like it seems like very strange that you know it's just the juxtaposition there is like you can't get people to do it here, and then here you're punishing people for trying. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I thought that was kind of strange, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's just the way it is, you know? The world is a backwards place. Expecting, some sort of consistency is itself madness, probably. I think I want to extend just a little bit more this plane here. But yeah, man. I think my music turned off. I think my music died. I don't know why. Um, best non-copyrighted music 2019. Okay. Hey, just as long as I don't get a DMCA, it's fine. It bops, man. It bops. It bops. I wonder if they're ever gonna like relax that, or is it just gonna be like that for the end of time now? I feel like it's too much contrast now. I'm definitely gonna like take out a little bit of this here. Let me take out the references so I can take a good look at it with everything in there. Let me see. It has to be about here. That's how people will look at it. So I can't. Okay. Yeah, I think I added too much contrast in some of the places. So I'm going to take this down like a small bit just in an effort to kind of blend it. Here too, I think. Just a little bit. I'm taking like 10% off. No, I just don't. I think I was doing a little better before. Let me think. I think some of the light is a little bit too much. A bit too much. So I'm gonna take off a little bit. Rungia has 0 following, and that's pretty base. He's butthurt about it. That's how you know. That's how you know. He's butthurt. Who knows? He probably doesn't have time for it. He probably just goes on, puts his art on, and then just logs off. I mean, like most people. Yeah, there's a lot of people I want to follow, so can't be based like that. Gotta follow a couple people. I feel like this edge, I feel like I want to lose a little bit more of it. And this light, man, is too much. It's too much. It's hard to push values there, I think. I want to keep it like kind of like, you know, more of like a like ambient sort of light type of deal. So that means that all the values have to be kind of closer, and that's a little harder, honestly. I can't push contrast that much. In fact, I'm also going to desaturate a little bit. I feel like I could add a little bit of contrast to the eyes, maybe. I think that reads fine when you're far away. It'll be okay. That'll be all right. Might be a little bit of a light here, but this should be mostly in shadow, I think. And then this. Okay. I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting here. Cause like otherwise it's just something I put in because I thought like that shape would be cool. I think that it deserves a little bit more love than that. Okay, that's a lot better, I think. And then I'm going to make it really matte here. A bit too matte, I think. Don't like those changes. I think I had it better. Sometimes you just get it right, you know? feel like because it fades out, this part of it kind of just fades out. I feel like that's what makes it good. I could accentuate that actually. Now that I know what I like about it. We can lose that edge completely. Alright, I think I'm getting into like minutia that isn't really important. I should just stick to like the big ideas. Okay. Is this like on a... I feel like that that last ball is kind of it's kind of like tilted off a little bit. Does look a little bit off. Let me see. This rod looks fine, and that's the start of it, I guess. Just gonna make it a nice perfect shape and then same thing here, I think. Maybe move it over a little bit. And then fade out from one of the edges. Whoops. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. I think that looks alright. Get rid of some of these lines. Don't need them anymore. Let me see. I think because of the erasing, I lost a little bit of definition. So... little bit here and there. I want it to look like an absolute win, and right now it doesn't. It's just like a couple of things in here. Hmm. Kind of sucks. I want higher level of definition, but at the same time I'm working with like muddy lighting. If I wanted that, I should have put a more like more highlight, more high key. But I don't think I think it's a little too late. Unfortunately. This one will have to just be low key. Well, oh well. Sometimes just kind of gotta like learn from your mistakes and move on. Next time I'll do a much higher key, I think, for a couple of these things. I doubt that I could just put in like just a little bit without it like breaking the whole image. Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely not. It's not what I want. Okay. Well, rip. Let's see. Gotta get rid of these lines, and then I'll work a little bit more on the trees, and then I think that'll be it. Or maybe not. I don't know. What about that second read? It's hard to like manage like texture and then all this other texture. They seem to like bicker. We'll work the shapes a little bit too. I feel like I could do a little bit better with the shapes. It is metal, so I could get a little bit of like metallic light reflections. Good shoe design would be good right now. I don't know what I want to do with the shoes. I'll probably regret it, but I'm gonna change up the shoes a little bit, and then I'll maybe the sword would poke out the back a bit. Gotta be like the problem there is he's wearing that cloak, and the cloak would actually, if it's too long, it's gonna like, I think it's gonna like what's called the cloak is supposed to push it down. If it's longer than this, right, because it is going back. If it's longer than that, and that's kind of short, that's pretty short, that's like an arm worth of length there. That means I already, it's a bit like a penis right now. Okay. It's just saying hello. It should be more erect. I think the way the physics should work is that once the coat like leans on it, this part should go up, and then the coat will like lean on it. So from the physics, I think I'm wrong there. So better to double down. Maybe it's a dagger. It's a really nice dagger with a really nice hilt. Either that or I'm splitting the cape. Let's see. Let me see what happens if I... Let's say that it does poke out a little bit. I don't know if anyone's gonna notice. Let's see here. I think it'd be about here. It's gotta be like going back here. The problem is it's coming right through the coat. So if it is indeed doing that, has to be like an explanation. And usually to do that, what I would do is I would just make it, you know, I would make the cloak like go on top of it and then do something like that. Which is something I could do. Could try it. See if that looks better. Because this shape is... Whoops. Oh. Shape is kind of boring. Let me see. So... And then I have this thing and this. This is kind of going interior to it, and then let me see here. This is gonna be tough, but I think I can do this, and it might be better if I do it. Let's see. And then and then it'll hang off. Just gotta make sure that this line works. Go a little bit higher. And then I have to get like let me see here. It's an excuse to do folds, which I kind of like to do, so. The other thing I noticed is his jaw and neck seem to have merged. That's super Chad. I would say that is pretty Chad. Every man should have his neck and his what's it called? His head merged. That's like awesome. Let's see, so This might be what I'm looking for. All right, let me see. Let me get a good brush here, and then let me develop some of this. I don't know. It's very convoluted for not a lot of stuff. I think it might not work. There's also like a lot of problems that arise from that I think I'd be better off not dealing with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not do that, because there's a lot of questions that come up for me, like why is I would have to for instance, I would have to shorten it to like over here because it's hanging down, you know. Shorten it to like here. It's an interesting element. It's just that I already have like stuff pre-established that I have to get rid of, and it has to be really good for me to do that. I don't know. It's not... I don't know. I don't think it's like immersion breaking for his sword to do a disappearing act. It's just long enough. It's like at that edge where it's... I could put a bump in so that kind of could have like a bump there. And that'll be like, oh, there's a bump there. That's enough information for me. Maybe. I don't know. What are all these layers? Alright, this is all today's. Merch. I feel like some of that is too much. Give him a little collar here so that it looks like he has more like collar there, because he doesn't really have a neck at this time. It's more like I would imagine his shoulders are like right there. And I would say that his torso is like somewhere here. Probably a little lower, actually. Probably a little lower. Something like this, I would say. Probably a little bit lower here. He's got a lot of swagger. But it's something like that. I don't know. Something close to that, I think. He's got a nice fat jaw, man. It's very Chad. Very Chad. I'm just worried about the contrast in his face going up a little bit too much. I think it's all right. But... all right, let's merge it down. This tentacle, I'm not sure about. Might just erase it because it went out of gamut. Went out of gamut by a lot. I think some of it might just need space for some of this like to work. I like some of it, but I don't like all of it. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with the trees right now. Let's see. See what survives. Might be too much. Might be too much stuff, man. I might have to merge some of these trees and then. Because this looks pretty good, but then. It's just not enough space for it, I guess. Maybe I'll cut this tree and then allow it a little space here and then merge this into one big tree here. So that it's not so convoluted. Because there's too many shapes there. It's hard to like get a good read with the trees, I think. Still like trying to figure out what I want from them, to be honest. just want some like gnarly shapes, really. But right now they're kind of fighting each other. It's quite a lot of shapes. Like, what I want is like shapes kind of like intertwined and stuff, and then like just kind of like but enough like enough like repetition for it to be like pretty coherent. The good news is the more like little strokes I do here, the better the trees look. So if I do like get a bunch of, you know, redos on these, it'll be fine because like there's a lot of texture being gained at least. But yeah, it's some of these shapes are pretty wild. Thinking about how to keep them. Let's see how Rungia did it, because I'm out of ideas. I'm out of ideas. I just want to see. My attempts for this, like, the shapes become too like dystopian, discordant, and they don't work with each other. Maybe because he uses a lot more repetition. I could do that, I think. Could do that, maybe. If I just focus. Maybe I can repeat a couple of these shapes and then fool you into believing that there's like a coherent structure. I think there's also a lot more contrast in Brungia's work than mine. I wanted to keep it nice and chill and nice and like low contrast, like ambient light, sort of like. But that's hard to do. So what I'll do is I'll take a look and again, and then Where is it? Wait, what's on this layer? Oh no! Wait, hold on. Did I have that the whole time? And I was like, man, something is off here. Okay, that clears up some of the contrast elements that I was worried about, I think. Oh, okay. What's on this layer? Oh, this, I'm not doing that. I'll delete that. Okay, and that... the problem there now is that I've kind of erased stuff off other layers. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. Just double check here. Yeah, it looks fine. All right, cool. Cool. All right, let's see. So, I'm gonna try to like understand here what's going on. Break down these trees. Let's see. What I see going on here, shape-wise, is... Huh? Like... this thing, and it keeps repeating. I think this type of repetition is what I'm looking for. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. It's the same element. This type of... And sometimes he makes them a little bit more convoluted, but they're always that same. The big shape is always the same. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be trying to make it it's all the same shape. I just got to keep at it. Okay. That's what I see anyway. It might not be that exactly. The other thing I see is that he is able to break up the plane much better than I am. The trees are farther away. That's probably one of the reasons. But I'm gonna try it anyway. I think my trunks are also a little bit bigger. I could try breaking these up into smaller trees. Maybe this one should go this way. I really like this purple. I'm going to steal a little bit of it. Just a little bit more contrast. And that's only for like the darkest areas, I guess. Oops. Gonna have some of it in snow. But generally, I'm gonna put this on a more forward plane. And this one I'm gonna push back a little bit. Again, I might want to tighten these a little bit. I feel like the tighter trunks look much nicer. I think I'm gonna have to cover it all in snow, and then push this gray a little bit here. Maybe a little bit more blue. Okay, so the trees look a little bit nicer, I think. Let's see, let's keep going with that. Let's keep going with some of those ideas. I think it's... he's very clear with the character, though. Might even take a little bit more off the top here. Much clearer silhouette than mine, I think. I don't want to get too dark, so I'm going to take out a little bit of the opacity. And mix in some browns. And then smaller branches I think would be good here. And a lot of repetition, that's what I want. Like that. This tree should be in front, maybe. And then these can be in the back. So now I have overlap too. That's big. Big? Huge? Pog? Maybe. We'll see. I'm gonna try another one of these branches. Kind of want some more wild branches, though. Let me see. It's getting better. Let's see. Put it all on the wrong layer, so I'm gonna layer this out. I think the trees are becoming clearer. Sure. On what? Think, yeah, what's it called? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Let me see. It's pretty good. She has a lot of swords. Let me see what it looks like without the, because it's always like hard to. It's not bad actually. Let me see. What would I change about this? The only thing really is she feels very uncomfortable with this hand here. This hand is really uncomfortable. Cause I don't know, something about it. It's like it calculates like it's in front of her, but it's almost like, I don't know, it just feels uncomfortable. I don't know, something about it. What I would do is, something about it just feels very uncomfortable. The thing that I would do is, I would I'm not sure about that light either. I mean, if you are gonna do that light, okay. That's fine. Whatever. What I would do is I would probably move her arm behind, but I think this is very solid. I think you have a solid piece here. It's just that the arm looks super uncomfortable. Now what I would do is I would move it kind of behind her. And then I see that I mean you're doing like this cool like hand here. I think that's pretty cool. But I would move it behind her body. I think this is very solid though. I think you have like a really solid piece. No joke. It's just that like I don't know, it does feel very like cramped. I would either move it behind her or move it out a little bit. move it out a little bit, maybe. That's, you know, that's my instinct. I would move that hand. I would move that hand. Otherwise, I mean, it's very solid. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. I just feel like that hand is very, like, cramped there. That's, like, the only thing. And I mean, I'm not going to do the whole hand, but I would move it a little bit to the left, maybe. Or I would change the position of it to maybe this type of position. I don't know. But these are just thoughts. I'm not really doing like a... This could also actually play with the composition a little bit. It would cover her naughty bits, which is good. I always like to cover the naughty bits. Cause it, like, especially if there's a hand going there, it feels good. Like compositional wise, because it'll draw the attention of the viewer. And that, I mean, that might be something that you could look into. But I mean, overall, it's just very solid. I don't know. There's not much I can say here. But her hand does look like really uncomfortable. That's like the only thing. That's like the only thing I could come up with, honestly. And that's really forcing it. I do think that is kind of important, but yeah, it's not like game breaking, you know. That would be something I would focus on. I would just move that hand, but you know, that's just me. That's just me. I think otherwise it's like it's super solid. I think what you've got going is very, very solid. Let's see. Just I think the light, like, it's very good light. It just feels cramped. Like, I don't know, it feels uncomfortable. I mean, if you're going for that, okay. But I don't know. I just when I see it, I'm like, man, I would be very uncomfortable sitting that way. That's like the only thing. And that's nitpicking, really. I think everything else is solid. Like the value work is good. I don't see any like great error there. Let me think. I don't know. Most of it is very solid. I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's that little bit though. I feel like there's something wrong with that hand. Just something. It's very, 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 very uncomfortable. It's either too far out front or it's too far. There's something about it just doesn't read right. Like, cause I think it's the forearm hitting the corner of that crate, maybe? I don't know. Maybe you have a solid reference, but like for me it just looks a little wonky. I don't know why. But that's all I got for you. I don't really know. Looks very good, I think. It's made by a professional. Oh, okay. Well, that explains a lot. I was like, man, you are like, fuck, man. You're going places. There's all the values were good. I'm like, materials are pretty good. It's just like, that's like the one thing. This pose is just like iconic, like woman pushing her breasts out. This pose is iconic. I can't search for it because we're on Twitch. But if you look, woman pushing her breasts out with her arms, it's like an iconic fantasy pose. Like this is in like a lot of fantasy art. It's like that pose, the arm pose, is made to accentuate that. So I've seen this pose a lot. You might say I've seen this pose a lot, but generally when women do this, that hand ends up somewhere between her thighs. At least that's where I would be thinking. The spheres, it looks like yeah, pretty okay. I think you've got most of the colors. But yeah, what's it called? But I was like, man, wow, Ryoji, that's pretty good. Let me see what it looks like when it's finished, because like, I mean, that's just a little bit more there, and then it's like, man, that's good. That's really good. Very solid. Very good. Ryoji trying to troll me into giving professionals critiques. Why? Why? What's the point of that? I mean, that's like, and that is nitpicking. Like, it does look wrong to me, but most people would just, most people would not pay attention to that. It's just that I think I've seen that pose a lot. That's like, uh, for fantasy art, that's like one of my more, um, I guess favorite poses for that sort of feel. It's like erotica, but it's also fantasy art and it's Dungeons and Dragons. It's great because it appeals to the male fantasy. You see, that's why I like it. Um, yeah. Oh, I saw a tweet the other day. Uh, and I'm already high into Bitcoin, so I can't. I'll put more money into Bitcoin next month because of this tweet. It said something like Bitcoin is misogyny or something. I don't understand like how you could. It's a coin. It's a market. I saw this tweet and I'm like, man, this is great advertising for Bitcoin because it's so rage inducing. I just didn't even know how to react to it. Bitcoin is misogyny. I think that was the tweet. I just thought it was really funny. I do like to gamble with the cryptocurrency. I think it's pretty neat. I went in on a couple coins just recently, and I'm hoping they go up a little bit. It's like coupons though. You never know. You never know if you're holding a winner or holding a loser. All you can do is make predictions based on a graph. So it's pretty random. Um, but yeah, I saw that tweet and I was like, yeah, man, that's someone who's been on the internet for too long, man. It's too long. You gotta relax. Sometimes you don't have to. You don't gotta be doing all that. There's no need. There's no need. Uh, Gotta get Elon Musk to tweet some of my cryptos, man. He only tweets like the meme coins, just like Doge. Doge. That's a fun coin. I wonder if that one's gonna go anywhere. But yeah, Reggie, I saw the spheres. They're not bad. They're not bad. I was like, why why are you showing me these spheres? I didn't even. I was like, okay, you've mapped out your values. That's good. Okay, I get it. But what's it called? Let's focus on the image. Look on an image, man. What's with the image? Yeah. But yeah, it's like distracted by the boobs. I went in all the way in on that what's it called? On that what's it called? There's a lot of cosplay like that. But it's a nice pose. I think even if you get it wrong, whatever, because the pose it delivers that feeling, and that's what you're looking for as an artist. So, sometimes you can get away with things. You don't even have to like what's it called, worry about it when you've got that feeling, then nothing else really matters. Some neckbeard on Twitch or something might critique your work, but who cares about him, right? Because you got those nice feelings, man. That's what's good. Um I don't have a neck beard, by the way. I shave generally. Generally speaking, I shave. Oh man, I didn't even work on the map today. No one reminded me. I blame everybody else around me. I'm not responsible for any of this. But there's a lot of you here. Whoa. You guys want to like go to another art stream and then like visit them? I feel like that would be kind of cool if you guys stuck around for just like a quick second here. Let me give someone a host. Let me see who's streaming. Let's see. Browse. No, browse is a channel. Hold on. Following is also a channel, I think. Directory. I find it funny that someone got browse as a channel. Let's go to art and then find somebody on the lower end, and then we'll give them a little host. Give them a little bit of bump. Tell me if you see something you like. If I see something I like, I'm gonna give them a host. This could be cool. MK11 fan-made DLCs doing some like anatomy stuff. That looks kind of cool. It's Photoshop. Could be interesting. There's crotches. What's not to like? I like it. I like the streamer. Let's see. Dash. Oh, this is gonna be hard. I'm not good at the computer. Hold on. All right, ready? Let's go.